Bronco fans and football fans everywhere. Welcome to the Broncos Buzz on the MHRT network, as well as our show, Broncos Buzz on YouTube. We are, well, I should say, let me introduce. He's my co-host, KONA Spence. I'm your host, Bronco Bill. We want your participation in the chat. So we will take your comments when you bring them up. We'll take your comments. Doesn't matter what team you're talking about. Doesn't matter what team you're a fan of. Doesn't matter at all. Why? Because we, like I said at the beginning, we're Broncos Buzz, but we are football fans. Okay, so just make sure we all understand. Don't be hesitant. You're a Raider fan. Oh, we got some Raider talk in this one today.
Oh, yes, we do.
It could be a Chief fan. You could even be, who knows, fan. You could be a Russell Wilson Giants fan. I don't know why, but you could. It's okay. Doesn't matter. Okay, we are here for you guys. And thank you, each and every one of you, for being here for us on this Friday, 1 week prior to the 4th of July. Now, I got to bring that up real quick. I want comments in the chat, please. Okay? Spence and I both want to know, do you want us to do a 4th of July show, which is 5, 6, 7, and 8? So those on the East Coast can still watch, because hopefully, 9 o'clock fireworks time, the show will be ended. I'm just asking out there. What do you think, Spence? You think we should do the show next week?
I leave it up to the fans. It's the 3rd of July. There are probably going to be a lot of people out there celebrating. Definitely, if you guys want us to do a show, we'll do it. If not, well, hell yeah. But
David Rocket says, hell yeah.
You might have to go back to his previous comment. Now, David.
You can even be a Chargers fan like Bill.
No, that's Darren. So
that's Darren. I know, but I saw that one. It says Friday. It's one old and one semi-old. Describe old.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't feel old. Although I do have some hip issues, and anyway, we won't talk about old because now I'm starting to feel it. Talk on it. Way to go, David.
But David, I played 7 games of beach volleyball last night. Not just the regular bump. No, having
7 games, dude.
Having a teenager crushing the ball at me over and over and over and over.
So why don't you play in the back?
Because I can set the ball and I can scramble around.
And you can break fingers and you can get your face. And you have to wear glasses when you play, or do you wear the glass goggles?
No, I only wear glasses when I do this show. I can see fine. But I want to be able to see the comments a lot better.
Got it. I wear glasses, but I can't wear them on the show because I can't see the screen. So we're opposite. It's like
I wear them so I can see the screen. So I could see David Yonkin say he would tell us that he was born in 1880.
Yeah, I think he's telling me that I was around in 1880.
Amen.
Not quite.
So I want to dispel a myth that was put on the Raiders broadcast. Like when I said, I'm getting my big 36-ounce mug to drink, they're like, you don't have it. Daddy juice.
Wow. That's all I can say, dude. All I can say is, wow. That's because Mama's not home. Yeah. I'm sorry. Did I say that? Did you hear? David. Oh my gosh, dude. Thank you so very much.
Thank you, David.
Cool on the internet. Wow. Thanks, man. Wow. That's blown away, man. Blown away. Absolutely blown away. Rudy, my brother-in-law from Vegas, says, not that one.
No, it's the lotion that keeps us young. I'm married to an estheticianist who keeps my skin nice and fresh.
Great save, dude, because he was going in a completely different direction.
Oh, I know which direction he was going in.
I guarantee it that way.
And then also Raider Shield family. Good to have you guys here.
I forgot you can click it.
Nice,
man. Thank you guys. Thank you so very much. Really, really do appreciate it. By the way, that's the
36-ounce mug I told you guys on your show. It is real and legit, and it is Daddy Juice.
Wow. No, Rudy, we're not going vitamin E. Just no, we're not. Guys wondering why I'm wearing a Cubs hat? This is the first time this late in the season since 2016 when the Cubs won the World Series. They have the best record since that 2016 season at the halfway point. Tonight they play the Houston Astros in Houston. Both teams identical records. Both teams in first place. 48 wins, 33 losses. And I'll leave the baseball till we get to a couple of jackass. We don't have one. We don't have two. We have 3 jackass of the week. Why? Because each one of them could have been their own. But I'm not going to stretch it over 3 weeks because it's relevant right now. Anyways, let's get in the show. Before we do, real quick, just want to say hello to all you guys in the chat. You are the backbone, and we've already highlighted some. We got David Yonkin, we got Darren, we have Rudy, and we have Raiders Shield family. Thank you guys so very much for being in chat. Always appreciate it. Your support, your comments mean the world. It really does. You have no idea how much it really means. It does. Spence, real quick, how was your week, buddy?
It was busy. I was catching up on a ton of work since getting back to town here, but the kids are on summer break, and of course they didn't want to go to summer camp. So work, have fun for kids, be ready to go, and not try to burn up in the heat out here in Santa Clarita. How about you?
Yeah, mine was good. We had the grandkids. We had a Father's Day this past Sunday. Because my son and daughter-in-law and grandkids all went to her side of the family on the actual Father's Day. I see what you're laughing. I know. And then so we had it this past Sunday. It was fantastic. We had shish kebabs or skewers or whatever it's called. We had carne asada. We had rice. We had beans. We had corn on the cob. We had and by the way, the skewers were obviously vegetables, but shrimp.
Oh,
it was awesome, and it was fantastic. It really was good, man. But and then we kept the kids until yesterday, so it was great.
Nice,
it's great, yeah. So it was fantastic, man. Really, really good, really good. Raider Shield family says, "Rip it, Spence."
I can't do it all in one swig anymore. I'm an old guy.
Don't do it. Save it, man, for the show. Come on, man.
I'm going to. Whoa!
Raider Shield. Oh my gosh,
dude.
Thank you so very much. Rip that for down, Spence. Don't be scared. Appreciate all the folks you sent my way. Cool. Everyone there talks great football and are respectful, but certainly can talk their shanoa. I love it. Thanks. Thank you, Raider Shield. Thank you so much. Spence, do what you want. I don't care. It's your free. But I would say some of it, but it's up to you.
I did 1/3 of it. So that's for you, Raider Shield family.
Man, I thank you so very much for your super chat. Really, really do appreciate it.
Thank you.
Amazing, man. Amazing. Spence tried. But he probably could have done it about 10 years ago, but not so much now. Rudy says, "What? My wife had shrimp," because his wife is visiting here for a little bit. I think just a little bit. Okay. Oh, nice. Thanks again, Raider Shield family. He goes, "I'm sending them your way as well." That is so cool.
And go to if you guys are interested in great Raiders talk, go to Real Raider Shield family. I think you guys moved your broadcast now to Tuesdays and Thursday nights, if I'm not mistaken. I was listening in.
And
by the way,
go ahead.
We missed one, and David Yonkin.
My wife called me a jackass today, so it's 4 jackass.
4 jackass. And David, make it 5 because I get called a jackass every day. That's what called married life is to a Latina.
Oh man, I'm just wondering if there's a guy out there with his first name Jack. Does she just call him an ass?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's our next door neighbor has a son named Jack.
Because I'm just thinking, why repeat it? I mean, it's the same name. Oh my gosh, guys, we went down a whole different twist. Raider Shield family says, "I'm 54. I get it. That stuff hurts the next day, fellas. It's a real thing."
Yeah.
That is a real game.
Oh, I am sore from playing 7 games of volleyball last night. But when these young kids who are 6'10" keep pounding the ball and I stick my hand out and dig them. Yep.
There you go. There you go. Says tonight is Raider Shield family's last Friday, then Tuesday and Thursday night, 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific.
Guys, listen to their show when you get a chance to.
Absolutely.
Great banter. Yep. A little off the edge from what we're accustomed to, but great banter.
Great. No doubt about it. I can totally agree with that. Totally agree. All right. Let's get into the first topic. Okay.
Amen.
But hey, it's always good to do casual things at the beginning, engage the chat, engage their comments, because that's what this show is about. Yep. We do not hesitate to bring up chat comments. There are certain ones we can't, certain ones we'll stay away from, but for the most part, we bring them all up because, like I mentioned, if you guys aren't watching, then why are we doing the show? Okay? That's exactly the bottom line. All right. Topic of the show is coaches love Dobbins. Why? Hang on. This is a good one. This is good. Former LA Chargers offensive coordinator Joe Lombardi, who holds the same position under Sean Payton, recently raved about Dobbins after seeing him firsthand at minicamp. People are saying, well, wait a minute. If Joe Lombardi was on the Chargers, didn't he see how he played there? No, he didn't go there till this year. He was not there last year when Dobbins was there because Dobbins only played 1 year for the Chargers. Now he gets to see him face-to-face in person. Listen to what he said. Lombardi said, and I quote, "Yeah, it's exciting. That's a guy who had a lot of success in his career. He's been a very productive runner and a good pass protector. That's important. That's important." End quote. This will make the running back room very interesting. So my question is this. If you've got a coordinator that's that excited in just minicamp, does this bode well for the Broncos increasing their running back room with our draft pick and now J.K. Dobbins?
You got R.J. Harvey and Dobbins who are going to eventually push each other. Both of them want that starting job. They want to be the man behind there. And I'm grateful to hear this. I just want to see it. I cannot, Bill, I cannot wait for August and that first preseason game. I mean, well, I also can't wait for August for my kids to go back to school, but that's beside the point. But I'm waiting to see these two guys go up against the Raiders defense, because I heard on the Raider Shield family, they were bragging about, oh, we've got our defense. Well, we're going to see very soon and very early in the season when we match up. But this was our weak spot. And I think Sean Payton has done a great job bringing in a veteran talent along with a highly touted rookie from the second round, J.K. Dobbins. I think these guys are going to be amazing for our team. The one weakness that I haven't seen and I want to see is that offensive line ready to open holes, ready to protect Bo Nix. These running backs can't do their thing unless they do have the holes and the gaps being opened by that offensive line.
That's very true. That's very true. And that is a glaring point. It's ironic that the news and the buzz, there's our logo again, that going around, they're not talking about offensive line. That kind of bothers me. Are they content with who we have, or they just don't have the person that they want to be able to make a trade with?
I think they're not bragging about the offensive line yet because that is their level of uncertainty that we have right now. We've got most of the skill positions covered. We've got the defense all covered. It's that offensive line that is still the unknown commodity, and that's where we're waiting for those inter squad games between other teams for the Broncos to see how that offensive line. You can't really judge them right now because they're going against each other and they know each other. And until you get that first preseason game, that first inter squad game later in July, that's when we're going to find out how much of a bond these guys have. If there's any weakness in the Broncos, it is offensive line compared to all the other positions for this upcoming season.
Right. I would totally agree. I'm stoked about having him. I know people have talked that he's, injury prone. Every football player to a certain degree is injury prone. It only takes one shot. I mean, look at Ed McCaffrey when he was on the Broncos. The guy never wore any pads, never got hurt until he took that shot against the Giants in 2001, and ended up breaking his leg, and he was done. So it's like anything. It's one play away from your career being ended, shorter than normal.
Now, as being an alternate Chargers fan, aren't you used to the injury-prone team that they had there, where it seemed like everybody got injured? Keenan Allen was always injured. Dobbins was always injured. Their quarterback was always injured.
Yes. I've been aware. I live in Southern California. I hear all this Charger crap. So that's why I know all about it. I don't know about Raider stuff for the most part. I don't know about Chief stuff for the most part because I don't live there. If I did, I'd hear the same stuff nonsense I hear now. Anyways, okay. Raider Shield family says J.K. Dobbins is a massive pickup, fellas. Well done. My running back targets in offseason before the draft were Mustard and Dobbins. Well, there you go.
Mustard and ketchup? No.
Mustard. Yeah. Let's see. Victory Lap. Hey, thank you so much for being in the chat, Victory Lap. Really do appreciate it. Says Dobbins will get most of the snaps early games. Harvey will eventually get more snaps toward the end of the season. Okay.
Yeah, I think that's the target right now. Dobbins is the first and second down back, and depending on what the yardage is on second down, Dobbins will probably be the second and third down back. But it all depends kind of on the game plan and the game situation. What's interesting to note is one person we haven't been talking that's not being talked about is Estime, who might be the lowest guy on the totem pole here and might be out.
Hey, can you take this for a moment? My wife called. She's at an appointment. I'm going to back out. Go for it. Talk on the next topic.
No, I'm going to go into the chat here and let's see. Massive pickup. We did talk about that. Let's see. Victory lap. Dobbins will get most of the snaps. Harvey would. Yeah, that's where I think Harvey was drafted with the intention of being that second, third down back, whereas Dobbins will be first or second down. Let's see here. Raider Shield family. Dobbins can stay healthy as he's away from the Chargers. That organization is injury prone. Justin Herbert isn't he got a broken finger like every other week? Isn't he got a wrist damage? I go to a Chargers game with my buddy once a year, and we always try to get on Monday night or Sunday night. The number of times Keenan Allen got hurt in a game, I mean, it's ridiculous. It's the Charger way right now, and I root for all four teams in our division because it's my dream that all four AFC West teams make the playoffs. So if Darvin stays healthy, he's running back number one. I agree with that, and so does Raider Shield family. And Victory Lap. Most Bronco fans will be watching Gentry at Shield Point. I will be very intrigued to see how he does. Now, I brought it up as a topic when I was up in Colorado, where Gentry, I think he was messing around because he was with the Boise State Broncos. Forgot the Broncos name, but whatever. So, all right, next topic. Oh, and this
I am back.
You are back. This is heartbreaking. This next topic, and I'll start with it, and you can give some more of the details. But Drew Brees it has come out that Drew Brees is suffering from a right arm injury due to continuous pounding that he took on his shoulder, continuous throwing to the point that he's got nerve damage, can't feel his arm, can't throw, has to throw left-handed. Bill, give us some more details.
Okay. It says right here that Broodries says, and I quote, I suffer from a degenerative shoulder and all kinds of arthritic changes. When I throw in the backyard right now, I throw left-handed, end quote. Wow.
Yeah.
That's how damaged his right arm is. Now, it didn't say he obviously they can't specify, say, okay, it was because you threw, bombs, 60 yards or whatever. Would you stop with that?
I know. Yeah.
Like
okay.
Soon I'm going to join the chat.
Pounding.
I hear Spence talking about pounding. But Douglas, we're not even 22 minutes into the show and you're already starting. Anyway, going back to Breeze, which is very sad. The reason why I brought the Breeze thing in, it's because of Sean Payton. Sean Payton loved this kid. He always talks about, his quarterback, his guy, when he was with New Orleans, and rightfully so. Rightfully so. It's just a shame. I really hate to see it. And I know that football is a very physical sport. There's no doubt about that. And people walk away, if they can walk away, with injuries that last a lifetime. And they constantly have to do therapy or doctor, whatever.
Yep.
It's a shame of the game that they love so much and so hard to walk away from and say the retirement word ends up like this. Drew Brees is not that old. He's young. He's got a family. He's got kids. It's a shame. And I know this has to be hurting him. I don't mean physically, obviously that's the truth, but I mean hurting him inside. He's a father. He's a dad. He wants to do things with the kid. He wants to play with the kids. I know that when I had my grandkids, or I mentioned at the beginning of the show, I had my grandkids here for 5 days. It hurts me because sometimes my hip just doesn't want to work right. And it's hard for me sometimes to walk without a limp. I mean, it's just one of those things. I'm going to have to get it checked out in more depth. That being aside, I know it bothers me inside because I know my grandkids want me to do things with them. And I understand that. And so this definitely has to be just ripping at his gut. And for him to bring it up and talk about it, yeah, it's very, very, it's very personal to him. Very, very personal. I feel sorry for him. I hope there's something out there that somebody can, some doctors, some place somewhere can maybe do something to alleviate some of the pain. But I mean, if the damage is done, the damage is done. It's just very, very sad, very, very unfortunate. You want to finish that off, Spence?
No, I understand him. Drew Brees is 46. I'll say this. I played a lot of beach volleyball at a very, very high level, and I could absolutely spike and pound. Probably about 5 years ago, I started having shoulder issues where I couldn't really get that snap as much. It's called getting old, and it's a part of life. And you know what? The only thing I could say to Drew Brees is, reading from what it is, it doesn't sound like it's more of a shoulder issue. Sounds like it's more of a neck nerve injury, because he said he had a hard time throwing and he felt numbness down his arm. So that's got to be an injury, a nerve injury in the neck of some sort.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to here real quick. Raider Shield family says he met Drew Brees. This is a great human being. Sucks he's dealing with that. Absolutely, no doubt.
Yeah,
no
he's
doubt.
He's a great sports commentator too. I don't know if he's still doing the NBC show or not, but I always enjoy his insight.
Now, when you mentioned Peyton Manning, or you mentioned about the neck, look at this one. Madungus right on. I'm going to assume it's from the surgeries he had on his shoulder when he was with the Chargers. Manning will probably have the same thing with his neck at some point. I sure hope not. I sure hope not. I mean, Manning's a funny guy, man. He really is a funny guy. I hope he doesn't lose that humor with any.
But Manning did have neck. I think he did right with the Colts before he got released. He had neck surgery for a nerve issue, if I remember.
Oh
right.
Yeah, he has 3 surgeries, or two neck or 3 neck. One of the two, or 2 comments, I should say. Good point. Victor says, I played a
Sorry.
lot of basketball throughout the years, dealt with a lot of injuries. Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah.
Look at this. Raider Shield says, good part is that he's ambidextrous. Left-handed throws okay. It's true. I try throwing left-handed. I look like a freaking, I can't say the R word. I can say a D. I can't say the re. I can't throw left-handed.
Yeah, you know what? I'll tell you this. When I played beach volleyball, I always warm up left-handed, and all it is just moving your shoulders and hips. Don't worry about throwing. Yeah, you know the reason why people can't be ambidextrous is this is how they throw, like that. Just turn your body and let the arm go. I've pressed a lot of buttons on my TV remote. Some starts to get arthritis. You know what, Madungus? I think that's not only from the remote. I think you're doing
okay. We have another talk about Jackass of the Week.
Yeah.
No, we don't have. We have one right before that. That's on your side.
Oh, yes. So, interesting issue is coming up with regards to the Walton family trying to purchase property for a new stadium in Denver, Colorado. So we talked about it last week where the governor is starting to get involved. That's never a good tactic because when the governor is starting to get involved, it doesn't mean he's getting involved to help. It means he's getting involved to line his pockets. I mean, that's politics. So now the Denver Water Board is coming in trying to purchase some of that property surrounding the area that the Denver Broncos are looking at. Business strategy, politics 101, bad business ethics, or a governor or governored trying to upset what's going on. Bill, what are you thinking here?
You know, I delve into this, and it seems to me that, I mean, the water company, where you're standing at their building outside their main entrance, you can look maybe northwest and you can see Mile High Stadium. It's right there. The water company wanting to purchase land when the Broncos are looking at land in the area tells me they don't want any part of it. Either that or they want to undermine the Broncos by purchasing the land. They're saying, yeah, come on, Walton, Pitter Ownership Group, give me the money. No, that's not, you don't gouge people. You don't gouge anybody. That's just absolutely wrong business. You don't do it. Here's the other thought I was thinking of. If they purchase, let's say they purchase X amount of property that they need for the stadium and parking. Do you think the water company is going to want to have a stadium and parking right next door to their facility? I don't think so. What about all the underground water piping? And it's a whole fiasco. I go back to what I said months ago. The stadium eventually is going to be done between downtown Denver and DIA. Why? They have massive land, no government involved because it's not government owned. It's county owned. Okay.
It's
and
not
they can
government.
Well, yeah, they can build what they want. They can build hotels. They can build, whatever they want to do to draw the people in. It makes perfect sense. Do I want them to leave downtown? Not necessarily. I don't want them to be like San Francisco 49ers and Santa Clara, but it's still in the vicinity of downtown Denver. I mean, you look at a lot of these stadiums, they're not right downtown. You can still see the city from there because they're a little bit of ways. Why? Because they're able to get the land without having some red tape and hula hoops they got to jump through. That's the reason. I'm not sold on the fact that the Broncos are going to be downtown, but I am sold on the fact this has to get done before 2030 because that's when the lease runs out at my eye.
Yeah, and this is politics 101 when you have a public image company making an announcement that they're looking at other property. The property they were looking at, the Barnyards area, is state controlled, not Denver County, not Denver City. It's state controlled. So why do you think the governor jumped in? As I said, he's trying to get the credit, or he's trying to line his pockets and make it even more challenging. That's what a governor does, because we're here in California and we have a governor.
I just thought of something, and I don't even want to think about what I just thought of, but I got to say it because I just thought of it.
Mm-hmm.
What Denver Shield, before I get that by.
Wow.
Gosh,
thank
guys,
you again.
Thank you so much, my friend. Oh, my goodness. Thank you so much for your $10 super chat. Really, really do appreciate it. Let me read it. Thanks for having me. My show's 18 age and over, so it's a bit more graphic. My mods determine acceptable. I have a comedy show where we choose our last member tonight at 10. It's a competition. That's pretty cool.
Cool.
Comedy club, not comedy show, comedy club, where we choose our last member. That's cool. That's awesome, man. Congratulations. Definitely love your show. Yes, it's a little bit different than what we do, but hey, that's what makes it fun. You got to have that. You got to find what fits in. You got to find what you do and be comfortable with what you do. And that's fantastic. I think it's great. Thank you once again for your generosity. Really do appreciate it. Seriously, from the bottom of my heart, really, really do appreciate it. All right, I'm going to leave that up or while I continue on my thought that I did not want to say, but I thought of it.
Say it.
I don't even want to say it.
So
Could the Broncos be pushed out of Colorado because of all this?
They would not be pushed out of Colorado, but they could potentially be pushed out of the Denver city limits. Now, of course, they could probably go further south and get it over into the top of the mountain just before they go down into Colorado Springs. There's plenty of territory and plenty of land, but they found the perfect spot, and unfortunately, the governor is interfering. This is politicians 101. Oh, you're in entertainment industry. You're making a ton of money. You guys are billionaires. Where's my share? And also make sure I want this, I want that. Take care of my kids. Oh, I want to make sure I got.
Real quick. Raider Shield says, got to go set up 30 minutes out. Once again, Raider Shield family, thank you so much for your generosity. Thank you so much for your support. And love your show. Hey, go break a leg tonight, man. Enjoy your show and enjoy watching it. You guys are fantastic. All right. Thanks again.
Oh, hang on. We got someone new here. Hero!
Says, let's go Chargers, laugh out loud. Don't worry about the Raiders. Broncos kind of got it better. Yeah. Okay, I get that. It's true, but I don't know, man. You bring in certain people, and I'm not going to name anything because we do have a Raider topic later on. So stay tuned, Raider fans. It's going to be good. You're might be good for you. It won't be good for us. Put it that way. Madungus, going back to the topic about buying the land stuff. So, Bill, this is a perfect example of what we were talking about when you were asking why the Broncos didn't just say that they were buying land. This exact reason, because they don't have it locked in, and there's so much red tape and hoops you got to jump through. And the only reason why I brought up, could this force the Broncos out? A lot of teams move out of the state and go to another state, a la Raiders, and other teams, Cleveland, Baltimore, all that. Why? For various reasons. I just don't ever want to see this happen to the Denver Broncos.
Yeah, and we actually missed someone else new. So coming back to Cameron Parker. Thank you so much for being a part of the show. We should trade for Derrick Henry or Saquon Barkley.
That's not going to happen.
Not going to happen because now you got to trade with Baltimore, and they're going to want a king's ransom. Saquon Barkley, I got a little insight. He just filmed a Lowe's commercial right around the block from my house here.
What?
Yeah.
No way.
Christian McCaffrey and Saquon Barkley were there. Didn't get a chance to meet them because I was working, but they were just around the corner. So
screw work, man. Just go over there.
I know. New Lowe's commercial coming out with Saquon Barkley and Christian McCaffrey coming soon as they can edit it.
I love CMC, Christian McCaffrey. I like that kid. I like it.
Oh, I
got hurt early on in his career, but
I wish, you know what? I wish we could have him, but at the same time, I think we have got a great duo that is developing potentially. But again, it goes back to the one important thing. Where is our offensive line at this time?
Well, no one's talking about him, so I don't know. That bothers me. That bothers me. I love the fact that Raider Shields family said, "Great show, fellas." That's worth its weight in gold. It really is. It's worth
so
its weight.
Everybody here, as soon as we're done, pop over to those guys' show, take a listen to them.
They start at 6 p.m. tonight.
I will say this: not going to say they're graphic. I'm just going to say they're outlandish and they're very boisterous. So go enjoy their show.
But again, like we say, even on our show, there's people that are going to like the show. There's people that are not going to like our show. There's people that love involving the chat. There's people who don't like involving the chat. I understand that. Our show is not for everybody, just like their show is not for everybody. But we encourage you to go check it out, see for yourself, and you make the final decision. Okay.
Hey, Rich, how you doing?
Rich. Hero is Piano Man. Oh, okay, cool.
Take us a song. He's the Piano Man. Da, na, 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 na.
All right, 7 seconds. You're done. Oh, Madunga said, "Wait a minute, they're choosing a comedian, and I wasn't invited." Well,
yeah,
I don't know.
So
I don't know, Madungus. It's not our show.
Madungus, in order for you to be invited, you have to qualify. Did you qualify on one of their shows?
What do you mean? Wait a minute. What do you mean? Is this Bill's other account?
The hero person. He thinks it because you're a hidden Chargers fan.
Oh, whatever. Let's see. No, Rich. I am a Chicago Cubs fan, and I am not a Charger fan. No. You got that wrong. Totally wrong.
He is quietly, but it's a secret. Oh, wait a minute. Bottle of wine night for you, Rich. Okay. All right. Cheers to you for that.
And then
now, are you drinking a red?
It said beers tomorrow.
Oh, beers tomorrow. So, Rich, are you drinking a red, a Chardonnay, a Chablis? What are you drinking? As we drink our beers.
Do you remember Boone's Farm back in the day?
Yes.
Strawberry Hill. Good gosh. But you know what? Everybody thought it was a bomb back then.
The number of times girls were like, you know what?
That is jacked up, Madungus. He says, I pee yellow, so it's pretty obvious that I'm a try. But by the way, the Minnesota Vikings have yellow. Just saying. And by the way, doesn't everybody have that cover? Okay. Just throwing it out there.
You know what? I think this is a good time for the JAOTW.
You ready?
Bring it.
Hold on a second. Not one, not two, but 3 jackass of the week. Why? Why would I stretch it out? It all happened this past week. So, or within the last couple of weeks, but just surfaced this week. So I got to bring it in. Hate to do it. Well,
bring it.
With these 3 guys, I don't hate to do it because they are total jackass, especially the very last one.
Oh.
All right. So, that's the wrong one. Okay. So here we go with the first jackass of the week.
You suck, you jackass.
Oh, yes, they do. They do. Number 1, former Baltimore Ravens kicker, Justin. And if you notice under my name, it says, please, Justin, don't even think of it. This is not the Justin I'm talking about. There's a second Justin I'll be talking about, but that's not what is under my name. Former Ravens kicker, Justin Tucker, has been handed a 10-game suspension by the NFL for inappropriate sexual behavior. But wait a minute. He's not on a team. So how does this even apply? This is good. The NFL is good at doing this.
Mm-hmm.
Tucker is not under any contract, but should any team sign him, he wouldn't be able to play till deep into November if they sign him before the season starts. If they sign him after the season starts, that's when the 10 games kick in. What? I can't. I'm not in the comment section.
Victory asked what I was drinking. I was pointing at my name, KONA's.
So it says, so far, like I said, so far, no team is even looking to sign him. Why? No. That's a brilliant move. Don't sign him. Because if you do, let's say you sign him right before the season starts. You're not going to give him until November. Why would you do that? If you sign him after week 2 or 3, now you've lost 13 games. Why would any team do this?
No, he's done. Because any team that has to do this, you have to put him on the team. You have to hold a roster spot for him so he gets all the benefits, all the support, all this, all that, but he can't play for 10 games. So you're held to that amount of expenses and operating expenses and everything like that. Justin Tucker is done. You want to know something? The only thing that can help his career is full exoneration.
Do you think? Yeah, right.
Yeah,
right. Do you think and feel that he will ever see any jail time criminally? Because remember, this is an NFL situation now because he was a member of the Baltimore Ravens and they cut him when they found this out. Does it then shift to criminal? Or I don't know. I'm not.
You want to know something? It's an ongoing investigation, but I will say this from a off the field perspective, it doesn't look good because there are more women that are coming out almost on a weekly basis, and I think it's now up to over a dozen women who are. Why can't
you want to answer that from Richie Rich?
Why can't he sign to a PS?
What's that? A practice squad.
Because then you still have to pay all of his expenses. You have to pay all of his supporting fund, all of his medical expenses, all of the like when you start a job, you have all your benefits, which is 35% of your income that the company has to cover. So the company has to cover all those expenses. So if Justin Tucker needs to stay in a hotel, he stays in a hotel on the company's dime. If he has to go see a doctor, on the company's dime. If he has to go to this, go to that, it's all on the company's dime. No one's going to want to touch him until he's exonerated.
But then also, but hang on real quick. Also, wouldn't he have to sign a contract to be on the practice squad?
Yes.
So therefore they're paying him to do nothing.
Well, they're paying him to do nothing. No, he's suspended, so it's suspended without pay. But think of the publicity nightmare it's going to be. Like, I'm just going to throw an example of there. Your Chargers.
The world, Rich. Whoa, hold on a second.
Whoa,
Rich, have you lost it? For 10 games, Tucker would be worth it?
Did you watch Justin Tucker kicking this year? I think he was 70%. And hang on. Chewy
News, NFL News and Podcast. Thank you so much for your $2 super chat. Really do appreciate it. Says, salute, fellas. I salute you and everybody else for your support. Absolutely appreciate it. Thank you so much. Go ahead and finish, Spence.
No, I would, because here's this. You have to pay all of his expenses. And also, what was his as soon as all this started coming out, it got into his head. He started out the season, I think he was 8 for 8 or 7 for 7. And he finished the rest of the year at a 70% clip, meaning he went about 50% the rest of the year. He was yanking it left, slicing it right. His head was not there. He was mentally out of it. And he cost Baltimore a few games. So let me ask you this. If you guys who are Raider fans, you want to bring this guy onto your team? No, you're trying to create a new image. You think Kansas City wants to bring out? No. He may have the leg of an incredible leg. He may be a valuable commodity, but he is a publicity nightmare right now. And if you sign him to a new contract and then he gets criminal charges, that's going to associate you. Like, for example, not worth it for the Broncos to sign. No, because here's what, if the Broncos sign him, here's what's going to happen. Charges were filed today against Denver Bronco Justin Tucker. Denver Bronco. You think any team wants to be affiliated with that? He is poison right now. And
what do you
know
think
what?
about Hero? This is a tough taboo topic. I don't know.
No, I think it's a tough topic, but it's one of those. You want to know something? Bill, you and I have talked about it. I have voiced it so many times. Everybody in the chat, you've had this experience, and you can probably go, yeah, I remember that. You all go through, you're in a period of time where you're on the mountaintop. You're invincible. You think nothing can knock me down. And then that one thing happens, and that knocks you down from the top of the mountain to hopefully just the bottom of the mountain and not 6 feet under the mountain. True. This is Justin Tucker's situation. And his career, NFL career realistically is done. Now he's got to save face from a criminal aspect, from a monetary aspect, from a human aspect. If some team wants to sign him right now, good luck. It will be a publicity nightmare to bring him on there.
Madunga said earlier, let's see. Wait a minute. We missed this. What do you mean? This is why we can't have two oldest guys on the network at the same time. Same show. What do you mean? He says,
you want to know
Richard Rich said I had a senior moment. I just couldn't think of the what I wanted to say.
You know what? We're not old. We're veterans. We're cagey. We've experienced a lot of this. We can teach young fans about this experience. We can talk business. We can talk internal assets. We can talk about this. Having old guys on here are knowledge and veterans.
I do forget things, but here's the thing. I'm going to say it out there. Here's the thing. My wife is really concerned at times that I do forget because my mom at age 89 passed away from Alzheimer's. Alzheimer's is hereditary. I hope I don't have it, or I hope I'm not going to get there, but it is concerning to my wife, not so much to me, although it's starting. But anyways, I probably shouldn't have said it because now Mike's going to cancel our show and you'll be solo. But hey, whatever.
No, you know what? I love this comment. Thanks, Vic.
It's called life, Spence. Yeah. There's no way I can bring up this Madungus one, but the victory lap was laughing at it, saying at Madungus, and he's cracking up. I can't say it because it's a sexual innuendo. Should I do it?
You. He is the owner of the network.
You got control of it too, so go for it.
Nope.
Bring it up.
I'm not bringing it up.
All right, I will do it. This is only talking about field goal kicking. Only field goal kicking. Nothing else, Madungus. Nothing else. Sometimes you just have to yank it to the left if you're always going to the right. But he said using. Man, I said no, going. Anyway.
Madungus must have an insight to Peyronie's disease or something like that.
I don't know. Wow.
That's the medical aspect that I'm thinking. Moving on.
Exactly. Going to the second jackass of the week.
You suck, you jackass.
All right.
Oh, this one.
The next two are baseball players. Doesn't matter. We cover sports. When there's a jackass, there's a jackass. Okay, here we go. Former Tampa Bay Rays shortstop Wander Franco was found guilty. Here we go again of sexual abuse of a minor. I'm not going to give her age. I know the age. I'm not going to give it. Okay. In the Dominican Republic. It doesn't matter where it was.
Yeah.
It could be on the freaking moon, for heaven's sakes. It doesn't matter. This is per ESPN's Jeff Parsons. This is not the only charge he was convicted for. ESPN also reported that Franco was also charged with human trafficking. Seriously? Dude, you had the world at your fingertips in baseball. You were a good player in baseball. And you thought this would be better for you as a career? Yeah, guess where your next career is, dude? Behind the bars. And I don't mean the kind of bars where you have drinks. I'm talking about iron bars, dude. Let me continue. Franco is on the MLB, and he should be, MLB restricted list for returning to the league ever. Amen. More should be done that way. What do you think of that, Spence?
I think, honestly, anybody who does sexual abuse of a minor, if it's a male, needs to be castrated. I mean, I would love that law here in America. You do something to a minor, you're castrated for life. And no ifs, ands, or buts. Because, you know, I have an 8-year-old daughter. Anybody touches her, does anything to her, I don't care if I have to go to jail for life. They're not messing around with my daughter. And it comes back to this level of arrogance. Hey, you know, I'm a big time baseball player. Yeah, I could do human trafficking. Yeah, who cares? Make me more money. I don't care you know what? Anything against a minor should put you in jail for life.
Yep.
Anything.
Yep. Oh, by the way, that sentence was handed down. He was found guilty. That was handed down yesterday.
What was the final sentence? I didn't read
it. They haven't said. It's going to go to the sentencing phase later on. But he was found guilty, so the Major League Baseball has banned him for life, basically.
No,
good
for baseball, but I hope it goes to jail for life, and he finds out what life is really about for when you abuse a minor, because in prison they do not take kindly to minor or child abusers at all.
No, I don't know what SA is, but Madunga says, I think sports leagues in general should require players to see a psychologist once a week to try and nip this SA problem in the bud.
I agree. You know, any kind of probably it's sexual abuse.
Yeah. Oh, SA, sexual assault. Thanks, Rich.
Sexual assault. There we go.
Appreciate it. No, it's I know you've mentioned it 1,000 times since you've been on this, on the show, and it's true. You know, you feel invincible, but my whole thought process is this, and I'm not a criminal because I don't even know. I'm sorry, man. I'm hit by Bible. I don't even know how they think or why they think this way, but my thought is this: you're willing to give up freedom and your career and everything about you and what you do because you think this is a better avenue? You think this is a better way to go? I don't get it. Wait till you hear jackass number 3. Holy smokes.
No,
this dude takes the cake.
And just before that, everybody in the chat has had this or will have it one day. You think you're the man. You think you're on top of the world. You think, you know what? I could do this. Nothing's going to happen to me. I can do that. Yeah. We've all had that moment. I've had it. You've had it, Bill. And when you get pummeled down to the bottom of the barrel.
I've never had it. Yeah, never. Just kidding.
No, I'll tell you right now. I got kicked out of college for bad grades because I was partying. And to have to go home and look at my parents and tell them I just got expelled from college.
Oh, I did stuff. I definitely am not going to reveal this on the show. There's no way I'm revealing this.
To look at my mom and dad and tell them I just got kicked out of college for bad grades. You quickly go from a few days earlier, I was partying and having a great time to being, bottom of the barrel. Thank God for my parents who were loving, gave me a hard time, but taught me a lesson in life. And I've used that wisdom ever since then.
Yeah. Madunga says, I don't know if it's poor upbringing or self-importance or what it is, but they need to learn how to cope and deal with these situations or thoughts or their thoughts the right way. Totally.
I think it's up. You know what? I agree. It's got to be poor upbringing because my son, who is going to be a professional athlete and something one day, we go on walks at least every night or every other night with the dogs. And I tell him every last mistake I made at his age, as a teenager, as a 20-something. I tell him everything I did. He asks for every mistake I made. I tell him everything, and I say, you want to know the one thing I want out of life from you and my daughter is for you to be better than daddy. Just That's it. Be better than daddy.
Yep. No doubt about it. All right. Brace yourself, guys.
Are
you ready for jackass number 3?
You suck, you jackass.
I might throw something against the wall for this.
So Spence is married. I'm married, happily married. We're both married to Latina women, which is a work in progress. Always is. Well, every marriage is a work in progress, but when you're married to a Hispanic woman, oh baby, when they get upset with you, it's not something that just lasts for a little bit.
Mm-mm.
Oh, no. Anyways, so I don't know. I do know that this person is not Latina background, but it doesn't matter. This is absolutely pathetically wrong. San Francisco Giants pitcher is being accused of abandoning his family when his wife discovered numerous alleged affairs. Wait a minute.
Oh, it gets better.
He's got 2 kids. Okay. Carolyn, and I'm going to spell this for you, Spence. See if you can help me with the last name. Hjelle. Is that Hajeli or Hajel? I'll just say Hajel.
Hajel.
Okay. Carolyn Hajel, wife of pitcher Sean Hajel, says Sean walked out on her and the kids on Mother's Day.
On Mother's Day.
Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day. See ya. Really? Hang on. When she found out about his affairs. So basically she confronted him. He said, okay, you know what? I'm done. I'm out of here. Takes off. He's a pitcher for the Giants. The season is still ongoing. Where did he go? Well, probably to one of the numerous women. Hang on. In a statement to TMZ, so you know it's legit. TMZ is usually pretty much on it. In a statement to TMZ, the Giants organization says, and I quote, "We are aware of these serious allegations. We have been in contact with Major League Baseball. These type of allegations fall under their jurisdiction, and we won't be commenting further." So Major League Baseball is taken over on this. TMZ has reached out to Sean and Major League Baseball, but so far, no word back on the situation. Spence, any man worth his salt, so to speak, an old saying, worth his salt, is going to not, first off, you're not going to cheat on your wife. Second of all, you're not going to disrespect your wife or your kids and do anything like this. Now, okay, I'm not condoning a one-time situation, but one time, okay. Now I'm not saying okay. I'm saying one time. A lot of women have forgiven that. So a lot of them. I'm not saying they should. I'm not saying never. What I'm saying is this one says multiple. What did it say?
Multiple.
Numerous affairs. Not one. Is it a affair in every ballpark? A la Tiger Woods? Just saying. See, you see what I'm saying, guys? Careers are ruined when you do personal things that affect the integrity of yourself and the game and that you're playing, whether it be baseball, football, basketball, hockey, or golf. It's going to affect. In my opinion, the Giants should cut him right now, let him go, and done with it. His wife should file for divorce immediately. And now, unfortunately, she has said that she has to raise her own 2 kids by herself because she's not allowing him back in the house.
Again, we come to this level of arrogance. Oh, I'm a Major League Baseball player. I can do whatever I want. And he got suckered by some gold diggers. I mean, that I wish being a gold digger could be a crime.
That's a heck of a way to become a millionaire, Madungus.
Yeah, that's exactly. Well, who knows what his contract is, but it's just it's on Mother's Day. This is what ticked me off above and beyond anything else. The day you celebrate your wife or your mom or
let me interject real quick because this will really get your feathers going.
They're going.
She found out about it the week before.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, I'm sorry. My bad. They took a picture at a park where they're having fun a week before she found out. And he's all, hey, we're having a great time. He was covering every bit up. And she found out a week before he's out having a good time. Like nothing's wrong. Like he's not doing anything wrong. And she didn't know anything about it until that day.
Level of invincibility. I'm a Major League Baseball player. I can do whatever I want. He probably had a girl in each port or each baseball park around the MLB. You know what? What comes around goes around. He is going to learn a very, very painful, valuable, and discriminating lesson. You know what?
Wow. But Duncan says she's also accusing him of abuse, but we haven't heard anything from him yet.
Yeah, I read that, but it wasn't substantiated by any police reports or anything like that. So this is
Rich makes a really good point. There's no way she only knew about it a week before.
Yeah,
she just waited long enough to try and then divorced to make it rich.
Timing is everything. And come on, women know more than we do. They are always one step ahead of us. They're wheeling, dealing, and scheming. And this is why I love my wife immensely. Yes, I respect her. Yes, she knows more than I do, except in the business world. But I'm not going to pull any stunts on her. I'm going to be fully honest, fully truthful. You want to know something? Marriage is to one woman, not one woman that you say I do and 20 on the side.
Rich, you got to be kidding me. Y'all need to stop this. Women are fully innocent.
Yeah, fully innocent of what? Of fleecing our wallets, fleecing our pocketbooks? No.
Yeah.
You want to know?
All right.
I'm just going to say this quickly. I had a very good friend who was a professional athlete. When I used to live down in the west side of Los Angeles, I go to a sports bar called Stickenstein, and the number of times that these gold diggers were jumping all over him. He was happily married and just went there to have fun. He told his wife everything, but it's just amazing to see gold diggers jumping all over professional athletes. And it's the wisdom that these professional athletes have to use to know the difference between what's real and what's trying to get on TMZ and trying to get millions of dollars to get
Not only that, but you know what? And I'm being serious with you. I'm totally being serious because I can prove this with my coworkers at work. I have a coworker who's 60 or 61, not married, divorced, never gets hit on. It's not a bad looking guy, but as guys go, but you know what I'm saying. But he doesn't get hit on. As soon as you put this bad boy on, women come calling. Come calling because they know you're not a threat, and they're trying to see if they can just work in a deal. But especially if you got money, I mean, holy smokes! You're driving a Bentley and you get out with bling bling all over you, and you're married. They're going to try to hit on you. Just plain. I mean, it's the way it goes.
Rich posed a very, very. I love this question by Rich. Question for you too. Let's say his wife cheated as well. What do you say to both of them? They deserve what they get.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
You want to know something? Yeah, women play games, men play games. They deserve what they both get. And you know what? If she was playing around too, which you have 2 kids.
I don't think she would. I don't know her, obviously. But if you got 2 kids, but the only thing I would say to to your comment is, if she knew he was, maybe a lot of women say, okay, fine. If he can do it, I'm going to go do it. But
No,
that's not a right way either.
Two wrongs don't make a right.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'll say this. If she was planning this on Mother's Day, kudos to her. A woman scorn is about as deep a revenge as possible.
What the heck is a simp?
Bill, you're a simp. Huh.
I don't know.
You're
simple, intelligent-minded person. I just figured it out. Might not be right, but okay. You know what? I don't know if I would call myself simple-minded. I am more black and white. My wife hates that because she said there's gray. Not the way I see things. A lot of times I see them. You either win or you lose. You don't tie. Well, unless you're in hockey, but then you go to overtime. If you're in baseball, you go to extra innings. You're in football, you go to overtime. And then you can tie. Yes. But the point I'm trying to make is, to me, there's no middle ground, so to speak. I have to lead one. Even when I watch a Super Bowl game, like last season, when it was the Eagles and the Chiefs, I have to go for one of the teams. I can't just sit and go, well, I'll just sit back and watch the game. I don't really care who wins. Yes, I do care who wins. It could have been Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the and I don't know, the Cleveland Browns. Not that they'll ever get there, but I'm just saying it could be them. I would go for Tampa Bay because I hate Cleveland. I don't like Tampa Bay, but you know what I'm saying? I cannot just sit there and not choose one side or the other. That's just how my brain works. But Douglas, go ahead.
No, I love this. And Madungus, good point you make here. I will say this though. If this is all on him, why did she have to make a TikTok about it? Didn't file for divorce, didn't file charges, made TikTok.
Right. I did see that.
No, bring attention to the situation, make it public, make it a bigger, grander thing, and it gets her more value when she files for divorce and eventually makes charges. So yeah, a woman scorned. Don't mess with a woman scorned.
That's very true. Very true. All right. We are going to back out of the Jackass of the Week and get back into the last 1, 2, 3, 4 topics. And we thank you once again, guys, for always being part of the show. Greatly appreciated. We will see you in just a few seconds.
You suck, you jackass.
All right. Now, this reason why I'm bringing this one in is because of where the Broncos could have been if Greg Penner hadn't been forthright or forward thinking as to the possibilities of what could have happened. Greg Penner was asked why he didn't give Russell Wilson another year of his 2 years left on his Broncos contract. Okay, good question. Why didn't you give it to him? You only had him there for, 2 years? Why didn't you give him a third one? Denver could have given Wilson a year to prove he could still cook, but Penner didn't wait. Penner knew it was better to move on, and he was right. Why was he right? Because Penner said that had they given Russell Wilson another year, a third year, that would have not gone over well with Sean Payton, who is your career head, not career, but your franchise head coach right now. Russell Wilson would not have been any better. And the Broncos, more importantly, according to Greg Penner, may not ever have had the opportunity to draft Bo Nix. Why? People say, why couldn't we draft Bo Nix the following year? He may not have been available at the Broncos spot. Where would the Broncos be? Would they be closer to drafting within a top 5 or 7? We don't know. But Greg Penner said, I'm not taking this chance. I'm just gonna cut our losses, move on, and work towards making the Broncos better now, as opposed to losing a year or 2 or 3. Because you don't know where the Broncos would have been for a franchise quarterback, or if they ever would have been a franchise type of quarterback in the year they would have been drafting for one. You see my point? You see his point? He was forward thinking which is perfect. Let me continue. Denver is in a much better spot than if they would have kept Wilson one more horrible season. I totally agree. At the time, I was a little bit frustrated because it was only Sean Payton's first year and whatnot, and I thought, okay, maybe they can straighten it out. I'm glad nobody ever listens to me. I know everybody out there. I know McDuggan says listen to me. He tells me all the time. But and I'm not sure Spence listens to me either. But
always listening.
But the point being is, I'm glad Greg Penner is in the position he's in to make those decisions. Because had we have waited a year, this Bronco team would not have made the playoffs last year, would not have won 10 games, and most likely would not have had Bo Nix.
Well, one other thing, the culture at the Broncos organization was so toxic. And Penner saw the quarterback class that was coming out for the upcoming draft. So you get rid of Russell. Look, I have said this on record. Signing Russell Wilson was a bad contract.
Yeah, but wait a minute. Would you have rather had Aaron Rodgers as a complete disaster?
I would have had Aaron Rodgers on a shorter contract than Russell Wilson, who is more toxic.
Wow.
Well, let me ask you, who would you rather have right now, Aaron Rodgers or Russell Wilson? And yes,
if I have to choose one,
I know you're thinking none of the above.
Exactly. Because if I have to choose one, I'm like, you know what? I can't go down. Okay. I didn't bring this into the show, but I am now. Aaron Rodgers was on a beach in Southern California. I don't know where. He's on a beach in Southern California. The paparazzi found him, took pictures of him, and he flips them off and says, you have no business taking pictures of me in my personal time or even asking about my marriage. He didn't say wife. And I'm not going down that road, but he said marriage. You're a public figure, you freaking freak. I mean, seriously, would I want either one of them? No. It's just
I'll tell you this: getting rid of Russell Wilson, was a bold and the right move. Yes, you take a financial hit for 2 years, but you get a chance to restart. And according to a buddy of mine who works with the Broncos, they had targeted Bo Nix when they were at their spot. And when it kept falling and falling, they were cheering. They wanted Bo Nix above. McCarthy could have been available. Penix could have been available. Anybody else could have been available. They wanted Bo Nix because of the intellectual stamina he had. They had to get rid of Russell Wilson because if he had stayed around another year, oh my God, the toxicity that was within this organization would have been amplified to levels that we would have probably been buried for another 5 years. And we'd be talking about
that's what Greg Penner was saying. He could not envision that. He said, I got to get rid of this.
Sometimes you have to take a painful hit to get rid of a toxic environment. And you got rid of the toxicity and took the repercussions, but we were fortunate enough that we got a replacement in Bo Nix, who brought a better attitude and brought a better situation. And I give the schedule makers kudos too for giving us a softer schedule than we could have had. But in the end, look at what we have now. We took the financial hit. We took the cap hit. We got 1 more year of dead cap space. And then come 2026, we're going to have so much cap space available to really enhance this team. So watch out, Denver Broncos. And this is why everybody sees the potential of the Denver Broncos. You've got a great core. You've got financial ability. You've got cap space. And you've got an environment that is always positive and growing. This is why people want to come to this organization. And they're on the up and up. The only thing is, and we talked about it earlier, got to stay away from the major injuries to major people.
Yeah, if that's even possible, because, I mean, it does happen. But Dungus is right. I did say I didn't want Nix because, I mean, he's a rookie. He's unproven. You don't know the guy. Okay, he's great in college. A lot of players are great in college. They just don't pan out in the NFL. I mean, we can go down the list. But Dungus continues by saying, and I wanted Wilson back. And then Dungus says he stopped listening to me. Okay, well, a lot of people stopped listening. But anyways, the point I'm trying to make is, yeah, that's hindsight 2020. Yeah. I'm sure I love Nix. Absolutely. But we've seen rookie quarterbacks come in on their first year, a la John Elway, and stink up the joint. So I did not expect Bo Nix to be what he was last year. That's all I'm saying.
Just say, Madungus, I was wrong. Okay,
Madungus, I was wrong.
There. Now he feels better.
Yeah.
So
who feels better, Madungus or me?
Madungus.
Okay.
So, David, Russ would not run Sean's offense and playoff script because that's the arrogance level that Russ has. Russ had to bring in his own assistant coaches, his own support staff. Russ was all about Russ. He could care less about the team. That's why I have a sizable wager on the under and total wins for the New York Giants this year. Sizable. Yes,
nice.
Honey. Yes, honey. You're going to get it all once I win.
Okay, moving on. We got 3 more topics. We're at a 1:15, 1:16 hour mark. Really do appreciate you guys sticking around. Okay, 3 more topics. The Broncos have hired, interestingly, the Denver Broncos have hired a new executive last Monday, just this past Monday, this week. Daniel, and I'm going to screw this up, I know. Daniel Brusilovsky.
Good pronunciation.
As Chief Technology Officer. Okay. Formerly with the Golden State Warriors, Brusilovsky will be in charge of all of the Broncos technical services and systems. Brusilovsky will be involved with the recent buzz, there's our name again, regarding the Broncos and a possible new state-of-the-art stadium. Wow. I'm not sure what he did for the Golden State Warriors because I don't follow basketball, but or them per se. But I mean, with all the technology that the Broncos are bringing in, they upgraded their scoreboard for this year. They brought in new, I think 100 or some ridiculous amount of number for TVs and sound system when they're in the concourse, so they can still watch the game and hear it and all that kind of stuff and whatnot. That's all technology. What about the wireless where people can be on their phones and use their Wi-Fi or whatever? That's all technology. My thought is this: if the Broncos do a state-of-the-art, I saw that. You're laughing.
Yeah, no. We'll talk later.
If the Broncos are looking to make and build a state-of-the-art stadium, and they bring this guy in as chief of technology,
yeah.
What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts that he could possibly do to make the fans and the fan base and the experience even better than what it is now?
You know what? The possibilities are endless, but this is the Walton family thinking ahead, thinking forward, thinking to what is the best fan experience. They purchase the land, they get a new stadium, they get the surroundings, they control everything. Bringing this guy on, I did the research, and I will tell you this. I was like, why are you bringing the technology guy? Are you trying to help with better understanding of the plays, better understanding of this? I did a video but when I read more of the article, it's like, oh, this guy is trying to increase and enhance the fan experience. And when you enhance the fan experience, you bring in new contracts, you bring in new vendors who want to be a part of this, who will pay you to do things. That's where he's going to recoup his cost for hiring him. He's going to bring in that additional revenue from outside vendors. So I look forward to what it's going to look like in 2030. But man, if this guy took an experience, and he had an inside experience with a Golden State Warrior franchise that was at the top of the food chain, Now he's bringing that to a culture of the Denver Broncos. Oh, wow.
Yeah, absolutely. No doubt about it. It's just, and then if let's say you can bring in, I have no idea. I mean, interaction with maybe an app or something where you can follow different players at different plays. I don't know what it means, but it's just, it'll be awesome to see, especially if they get a state-of-the-art stadium, retractable roof, all these different things of that nature, and then bring in the technology part of it. There's your little girl. Is that your girl?
No, that's Brando. That's the boy.
That's the boy. Oh, hi, buddy. Hi, buddy. He says, "Oh, I got to give him kisses because I just love being on the show and everybody gets to see how cute I am." So cool. But Dungus, I figured something like that would happen. Says, "Oh my goodness, Bill just said he was wrong. That's going to become a clip now for the neighborhood."
Of course, it's going to. Madungus is like every guy. He's thinking ahead.
So every time I say something on the neighborhood with the Broncos, like, oh my gosh, they suck, and we can't score a touchdown, and we score a touchdown, I was wrong. I can see it now.
It's coming.
See it now. Oh, it's coming.
Hey, you want to know something? Humility is a good thing. Humble, modest, honest. That's what my grandparents taught me.
Humble, modest, honest. Okay.
Humble, modest, honest, and love your wife regardless.
And don't do what that Giants baseball pitcher did.
Yeah.
Don't do that. Okay. Next to the last topic. This one. What? She heard? What about it? Hey,
Moving on.
You haven't anyway, so don't worry about it. This one stings. If this were to ever happen, and it could, this would be a dagger in the Bronco fans' hearts. Big time. At least I know it'll be a dagger in this guy's heart. Yeah. Here we go. Former Broncos Justin Simmons may be headed back to the AFC West. No, not the Denver Broncos. Chiefs? No. Chargers? Nope. Who does that leave? That's right, guys. According to Cody Benjamin of CBS Sports, Simmons could be headed to one of the Broncos division rivals. Benjamin said, and I quote, likened to a big name cover man, the Las Vegas Raiders could use a savvy starter under the defensively minded Pete Carroll, end quote. The Raiders have cap space as well as a former Broncos coordinator in Joe Woods. That's important. That's a hook for Simmons to go there. I say, please, Justin, don't sign with the silver and black. You won't look good in that uniform. That's my opinion. Guys, I'm not joking. Neither are they. Joe Woods was instrumental with Justin Simmons on the Broncos. Woods is now on the Raiders. Justin Simmons wants to come back to the AFC West. He wants to come back to Denver. That's not going to happen. So how can he send – go ahead.
Yeah, I got to step out for.
Okay. So, in my opinion, how is that not a fit for him? He loves Pete Carroll's defensive-minded philosophy. Joe Woods is on the Raiders now. Like I said, Simmons wants to be back in the AFC West, but he wanted to be back with the Broncos. But if that can't happen, where's the best place for him to go? Familiarity-wise, he's on the West Coast, so to speak. I mean, in the desert. It's not really West Coast. He's in the desert, but he's not in Atlanta. And obviously he's not going back to Denver. So my thought is this. Do I want Justin Simmons to go? Absolutely not. Look at what I put. Oh, I go with that microphone. Look what I put right here. Justin, please don't even think of it. Don't go to the Raiders. You would hurt the Bronco fans tremendously. Do I want the best for Wilson? I mean, Wilson, tough guy. Do I want the best for Justin Simmons? Absolutely. But in the end of his career, no matter where he goes or what he does. Well, it does matter if he goes to Raiders. But whenever he decides to hang it up, I want the Broncos to do the right thing, sign him for a one-day contract so he can retire as a Denver Bronco. Okay? I want that to happen. Going to the Raiders is not going to get him a Super Bowl. And Atlanta Falcons didn't get him one. And the Broncos, unfortunately, he came in after the Broncos had won a Super Bowl. That's unfortunate. But going to the Raiders, Justin, would be an absolute stab in the back to Bronco fans. Absolutely. But I understand you got to do what you want to do. You got to do what you got to do for your family. I respect that. I just don't ever want to see you in silver and black. That's all I'm saying.
Why do I have the feeling he's going to go to Kansas City? That, just being honest. I mean, he wants, at this point in his career, he wants that ring, wants that title. And I, with all due respect,
that's what McDougall said right there. That's what McDougall said.
Yeah. I don't think he's going to the Raiders because, yeah, they're building something there. They're getting better, but they're not on the precipice of being a playoff team.
Okay, so let me interject this then. He's not getting any younger. There aren't too many teams out there that are Super Bowl caliber teams that are calling his number. Eagles aren't calling him. Chiefs didn't call him, as far as I know.
Not yet.
Well, maybe not yet. Maybe if they see him possibly going to the Raiders, they'll snag him up. I don't know. But don't the Chiefs have a good secondary? Kind of iffy. Okay. But the Raiders do have salary cap. So if he really wants the money,
that's the issue. You know what? In the end, regardless of where he goes, he was a valuable contributor to the Broncos. So you just gotta wish the best for him. If he's in the silver and black, hey, we respect him and hopefully he does best. We'll just have to knock him on his butt when he comes to Empower Stadium.
I can't believe you said it's okay. The words okay and being a Raider player, former Bronco, is not okay. No, I get what you're talking.
If it was someone who had a bad reputation or who wasn't a good overall citizen, yeah, go get respect. I mean, what he did for our organization, I gotta respect it.
Oh, Madunga says hearing a lot of buzz. Is that word again? About Simmons to the Eagles is a real possibility. Okay. Well, like I said, I haven't heard anything like in that regard. This came out. I got this on my phone today. I researched it. It was legit that he wants to be back in the AFC West. But I mean, obviously he wants to play for a winner. So could it be the Chiefs if he goes to the West? Could it be the Eagles who are going to try and repeat? To be determined. Exactly. To be determined. It'll be interesting. I wish him all the best. I love Justin Simmons. I really do. I think the world of him. He's a fantastic safety, but I don't know what happened in Denver. I don't know why they let him go, but that's something we'll probably never, ever really find out 100%. So wish him all the best. I'll put it to you this way to wrap up the topic. I would rather have him go to the Eagles than anybody else in the AFC West other than Denver. Yep. Absolutely. All right. Last topic. You guys are probably going, yay. It's an hour and a half in the show. Holy smokes. That's probably because next Friday, again, it's the 4th of July. We will be here. And remember, we start at 5, 6, 7, and 8. 5 Pacific all the way to 8 Eastern. Fireworks don't start till 9 o'clock. Well, they start on here when Madungus is on the show, but but the ones in the sky, they don't start till 9. So we were going to try and cut the show or do our best to keep it like right around there for the East Coast people. If not, you guys can sign off. It's all well and good. We hope to see each and every one of you here next Friday. If not, we totally understand. You can always catch us on replay on YouTube. There you go. All right. Last topic. Guys, Does it get any harder to go to an NFL game?
Yes.
I mean, seriously, I remember we used to tailgate in a parking lot. Can't do that anymore. They got certain sections. I mean, I'm not talking about drinking. I'm talking about like having food, whatever, getting a barbecue out, having. Oh, that reminded me. I was at a Bronco game. This is no joke. I was at a Bronco Charger game back in the San Diego Qualcomm Stadium years and years ago. And this guy had a barbecue, a little Weber barbecue, and he cooking it up, and everybody's having a good time. Guess what happened when he came out of the stadium? His car was burned, and so were 4 other cars.
Whoa, hello.
He put the coals underneath his car. Huh? Sure, because they interviewed him. This was years and years ago. This is like 20 years ago later. They interviewed him, and his answer was, "Well, I couldn't put it in my truck. I didn't want anybody to steal my grill." Oh, but your truck burned down. Hello, Darwin. Anyways, all right.
Famous song from the 90s. Things that make you go,
Mm-hmm, exactly. So anyways, okay. The NFL, this is crazy. So anybody out there who's planning on going to a game this year, and it starts with preseason, anybody wanting to go to a game, any game, doesn't have to be a Bronco game, could be any football NFL game. Listen to this. NFL rule changes for the fans. The NFL has changed some rules for fans this 2025 season. 5 rules in all. The NFL can never be too safe. That's their formula. They're saying, well, we can't be too safe when it comes to the fans' safety. So what are they doing? Yeah, making it harder for you to bring stuff in the stadium.
Oh, joy.
Here are the 5 rule changes. Number 1, only bags that are clear plastic no larger than 12 inches by 6 inches. Clear plastic, 12 inches by 6 inches. What the heck are you putting that?
They have that here in California already for SoFi Stadium.
They do?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right. Number 2, no buckles, grommets / hardware, or decor should conceal any part of the clear bag.
Of the what?
Of the clear plastic bag.
Oh.
Remember, the first one's a clear plastic bag, 12 inches by 6 inches. Now you can't have anything blocking what is inside. So if you have, I don't know, your wallet or something, you got to take it out?
Yeah.
I mean, it's just becoming the FCC, not FCC, the airline thing. What do they call that thing? The
TSA.
Is this becoming that? Have we gotten to this point in society? I guess so. All right. Number 3, fans could carry a 1-gallon clear plastic freezer bag. 1 gallon, the big, Ziploc freezer bag. You can carry that. But you can't have it obstructed. But you can carry. But wait a minute. So you could have a 12 by 6, or you could have a clear 1-gallon clear plastic freezer bag. None of this is making too much sense to me right now.
Okay. Why would you want to have a freezer bag?
That's what I'm saying. This is ridiculous. Let me continue. Number 4, the NFL logo can only be on one side of the bag. So if you have something in your bag with the NFL logo, it can only be on one side because otherwise it's covering up the other side. Is this preposterous? Is it just me? Or is this really ridiculous and preposterous? I haven't even gotten to number 5 yet. That's a doozy.
It's nitpicking.
I can understand you can't. I understand that they don't want you bringing plastic bottles you can fill up with water and freeze them and turn them into a freaking a weapon. I get that. But you can't have only have the NFL logo on one side. Because we got to see what's on the other side.
So we're the Pittsburgh Steelers now.
Oh yeah, you only get that one logo on your helmet.
Yep.
Wow.
And as,
what? Madungus says Empower Field has all of those so far. He ought to know. He was there last year.
Yeah, SoFi has them all also.
Listen to number 5.
Okay.
Number 5 is only small bags that aren't larger than 4.5 inches by 6.5 inches can be brought in with one of the clear plastic bags. That's it. So my comment is, have fun at the game, guys. Seriously?
So your wife can't bring a purse in now? Unless it's super clear.
No, because you can't see through the purse. You can't bring a backpack in? I wonder if I could bring my wallet in. Just give me a shirt on. Hey, man, you're touching me, man. Get your hands off me. What are you doing? What is this? Patting me down? I ain't got no weapon with that. You know, I understand they're trying to make the game safe for the fans, but forget about the stuff fans are bringing in. How about the things the fans are doing in the stands once they're there? One guy said something about the team he doesn't like. Another guy said something about his team he doesn't like. Now they got to fight.
Oh,
how does that even equate to plastic bags? You see what I'm saying?
Oh, I hear you.
They're going at the wrong area. You need to go at the area of these idiots being completely hammered, high on whatever, and just strung out, and then something ticks them off, something slightly ticks them off, and boom, there you go. Now you got a full-on brawl in the stadium. Has nothing to do with plastic bags. Oh, and by the way, in California, aren't they trying to get rid of plastic?
Yes. You know what? I understand what the NFL is doing because they want to see and they want to know everything that's being brought into the stadium. I'll give you an example. I got invited to a Chargers game this past year that my son wanted to bring a little Chargers football in to get an autograph. They wouldn't let him bring that in.
Because potentially he could throw it at somebody or throw it on the field or whatever. But see, here's the problem I have, and I've always had this problem whenever I go to any sporting event, ever. It's always the few that screw it up for the majority. Always. It's always the truth, right?
Yeah, it's the Madunguses crowd.
No, seriously. You know, you go to a baseball game, you know, if you want to have let's say you get there and you want to have one beer and you get there and you're full and you're after you ate and all of a sudden beer's cut off at the end of the 7th inning.
When do most of the brawls start?
But you're standing in line and hang on a second. You're standing in line in between the top of and the bottom of the 7th inning. And you're standing in line and all of a sudden you get right up to go get that beer. That's going to cost you about $95, but you get right up to that line. And the lady goes, sorry, we're closed. 7th inning just finished. But no.
Don't put yourself in that position in the first place.
No, but you understand what I'm saying? That happens to people.
I've seen it. I've seen a brawl break out at a Chargers game. My son and I were, right after the third quarter, we were supposed to go down and meet some friends. And they cut off all the alcohol, and a fight broke out right behind one of the end zones. And I just got my son out of there quickly. But you know what? This is life. I understand these rules that the NFL is trying to do. What they're trying to do is protect not just people on the field, trying to protect fans. You don't want a knife slipping in. You don't want.
Well, no, I get all that. Sure, absolutely.
I get all that. Let's just say this. Is it over the top? A little bit. Is it for our safety and our protection? Yeah. Do they want you to make sure you don't bring any outside food or drink in, so you have to purchase all their food and drink in there? Yes.
So you better bring a couple hundo to cover that. I'm telling you, when I went, talking about, went to Petco Park to watch the Broncos, to watch the Padres and the Cubs.
Yep.
Which the Padres won that game. But it's all good. My grandson was happy. Anyways, went in there. my son says, "Hey, Dad, let's stop over here. Let's get a hot dog and get a hot dog and a beer, and we'll go to our seats." And I'm like, "All right, dude, I am not kidding you. One hot dog. Well, the whole total was, I don't know what the whole total was because he got stuff for himself and for my grandson and whatnot. But I'm just saying, for mine, guess what? $17 for the beer.
Ooh.
$12 for the hot dog.
Yeah. Oh,
$29.
That's compared to SoFi Stadium. That's a deal.
$29 is crazy. I could have bought 2 racks of ribs and come home and smoked them for less than $29. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. But you know, they got you. They got you. It's like Disneyland. You know, I mean, you're close to Disneyland. Well, you're more north of Disneyland, but yeah, Disneyland. Oh, my next door neighbor works at the Disneyland Grand Hotel. He said the Disneyland prices have now gone up to $110 a person.
Oh no! It was higher.
Higher than that now.
My son went for a birthday party. It was $159.
159? Now, was that both parks? California Adventure and Disneyland? Okay, that's why. But just Disneyland's 110.
Oh, geez.
Is that nuts?
Hate to do this, but the boss just texted and gave a directive.
No problem, man. We'll wrap it up. Go if you can. If not, I'll do it. Can you go down the chat real quick?
Yep, I will go down to the chat. Thank you guys all for being part of the show. We really appreciate it. David Yonkin, thank you so much. Yeah, we're old, but we're experienced and we give out plenty of wisdom. Darren, thank you so much for being a part of the show. We appreciate Rudy. Go Raiders. Yep, I want to see you guys make the playoffs like the best of us. Raider Shield family, I know you guys are doing your broadcast. We'll see you in a few minutes. Vic, thank you so much. Happy Friday to you. I know you're hungry. Let's see.
Make sure you hit the super chats.
I did. Raider Super Shield family. And Cameron Parker, thank you so much for jumping in. We really appreciate it. I can't pronounce it. We'll move on. Let's see. A lot of repeats. Oh, Hero!
There you go.
Hero! Thank you so much for being a part of the show. I know you're a big Chargers fan. We all know Bill is too. Rich, thank you so much for being a part of the show. We appreciate your comments and your support. And I think going through it, we got David, we got Madonga. Chewy, thank you so much for the super chat. We really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your support of our show. We support your show too.
Yep.
And absolutely. I believe that is it. Yep. That is it for tonight. Thank you guys all for being a part of the show. We really appreciate your input. And thank you so much for taking the time out of your Friday night to listen to two old guys talking wisdom and glory for the Broncos and the rest of the NFL.
Guys, have a fantastic weekend. We will see you next Friday, 4th of July. It will be a party. I guarantee it. Don't miss it. We'll make it fun. Guys, have a fantastic one. We will see you next week. Till then, guys, take care. Bye-bye.
Fast lane when I pass in the street. Bag of money in the passenger seat. Simcoe's been asking for me on the road from the west to the east. Way up, I might never